So before we get into this video, I want to give a couple of disclaimers. Number 1, nothing said in this video is meant to be an attack on the other 9 members of LOONA. Any and all criticism in this video is directed at BBC and Orbitz. The other members obviously do not have any control over the actions of their company, and they're not to blame for what I'm going to be talking about in this video. Number 2, I expect that many people will feel very passionately about the subject of line distributions and center time. I ask that you please be respectful towards me and anyone else in the comments. If you want to have a civilized debate, please feel free to do so, but any and all hate in the comments will be deleted and you will be blocked. For those of you unfamiliar with LOONA, here's some background information. LOONA is a 12-membered girl group under Blockberry Creative. They made their official debut on August 20th, 2018, but the group has been active for years with their pre-debut project since October of 2016. So what's the problem? Recently, K-Orbitz noticed that School Looks, a clothing brand endorsed by LOONA, replaced an OT12 picture of the group with an ad showing only 9 members of the group, excluding members Vivi, Haseul, and Yeojin. And to make it even worse, the ad previously displayed included all 12 members of LOONA. It was changed for seemingly no reason, making Orbitz furious. School Looks is one of the most popular school uniform brands in South Korea, and LOONA being models for their brand was a great opportunity for the group to receive more publicity. However, despite all 12 members of LOONA being models for the company, a photo excluding 3 of the members is being used to promote LOONA's endorsement of School Looks. Now, to those of you who don't stan LOONA, you may be wondering what the big deal is over something as trivial as a clothing advertisement. But it's a well-known fact among Orbitz that members Vivi, Haseul, and Yeojin have been repeatedly neglected and overlooked by the company. They're the members who typically get the least amount of lines and screen time, and overall BBC doesn't seem to put nearly as much effort into promoting them as the other members of LOONA. Many Orbitz believe that this is the reason why Vivi, Haseul, and Yeojin tend to be overlooked by the company and the general public. Examples of mistreatment and neglect include Inkingayo not posting any pictures of Vivi from their So What performance. During one of their stages for So What, the girls were photographed and pictures of them were posted to the SBS Inkingayo website. However, despite Vivi's participation during this performance, no pictures of her were taken. Fans blamed BBC for this mishap, as Vivi had the least amount of lines at 3.1 seconds and she had no center time, leading the photographers to forget that Vivi was even on stage. A fan yelling at Yeojin's parents after Yeojin and Eve got injured on stage during a concert in 2019. LOONA are known to have many act gays, and fans once again blamed BBC as the company had been criticized on multiple occasions for doing a poor job of promoting all the members of LOONA equally. Yeojin has also been left out of designated subunits for the group. Some sources claim that Yeojin is a member of LOONA 1/3, while others claim that she's in a subunit of her own. BBC has yet to make an official statement about Yeojin and her designated subunit. Haseul's repeated neglect and mistreatment both pre- and post-debut. Haseul's lines for their debut song, Hi Hi, were almost non-existent, and the few lines she did have weren't even included in the live performances. Orbitz have repeatedly criticized BBC for the lack of lines she receives despite being one of the best vocalists in the group. Like I said, a lot of you may not see the problem with this. Plenty self-proclaimed Orbitz have defended BBC's treatment of the members and argue that lines and screen time are irrelevant. Line distributions and screen time have always been a heavily debated topic, and there are many people who think that the amount of lines and screen time a member gets doesn't matter. However, this is wrong. Line distributions and screen time are extremely important both from an emotional and promotional aspect. Let's say you were an idol in a group who consistently received the least amount of screen time and lines. You trained for God knows how long to be a part of the group that you're in, only to be treated like a backup dancer. You're constantly being underestimated and undervalued as a member of the group because from the perspective of an outsider, you don't really have anything to offer. People time and time again try to justify line distributions by speaking for the members and claiming they don't care. But contrary to popular belief, idols don't train and train for years just to be treated like dead weight. These idols want to show off their talents. Nobody goes through the grueling process of training because their dream is to get less than 5 seconds of lines and no center time. They want to be known for their talent. And from a promotional aspect, giving members significantly less lines and center time affects their popularity. When groups inevitably disband, the members who are always the most well-off in their solo careers are the ones who have the most time to shine in the group. And the main vocalists of the groups are almost always one of the most popular members. People claim that line distributions and screen time don't matter, but where else do you think the members of the group gain their popularity? An idol's job is to sing, rap, and dance. If an idol is rarely given the chance to do these things, then how can they possibly be successful in their careers? Speaking as somebody who biases Vivi, it upsets me that people time and time again excuse BBC's actions, despite showing many times that they don't really care about treating the members of LOONA equally. And this is made worse by the fact that there are even some orbits okay with this behavior. There are a lot of closeted solo stans among LOONA's fanbase, made obvious by the fact that a surprising amount of orbits not only don't care that certain members are treated poorly, but will even defend BBC's actions. When So What was released and it was noticed by fans how few lines Vivi got during the song, some so-called orbits justified this by claiming that because Vivi is the sole foreign member of the group, it's okay that she receives less lines because she's quote-unquote not comfortable with singing in Korean. This was said despite Vivi having released 2 pre-debut songs in Korean and having sung in Korean countless times prior to the release of So What. I know it may not seem like it, but I'm personally not somebody who likes to harp on how much screen time and how many lines my bias got. However, BBC has time and time again treated the same 3 members like dead weight, and it's unacceptable at this point. There's absolutely no excuses as to why Vivi, Haseul, and Yeojin are continuously treated this way, and it's time that we as orbits stop excusing the actions of BBC. If you're a fan of the group or just someone who's sympathetic, I strongly urge you to spread the word, as the only hope we have for any change in BBC's actions is if people voice their disapproval.